Hello folks, welcome to my channel Java Demystified by SSR. Here comes 31st question. How to read user inputs in Java, actually from keyboard. Let's demystify this question. So there are different ways of reading data from user in Java. And I can actually list 4 ways of a proper reading of inputs from user through keyboard. The first and foremost is command line arguments without help of any packages, any classes and methods. The second option is using scanner class, which is available in util package, java.util package. Third is a standard class buffered reader available from java.io package. And the fourth way actually is using console class with the help of a console method, which is available in system class. And this console class is available again in java.io package. Let's understand one by one in a sequence. Let's see how we're able to read data using command line arguments. So I'm opening my test.java here. So now, as part of this, I would like to read some name and age from user. Okay, name of the user and age of the user. Okay, so how we are going to do? So now I have a string name, which is actually going to contain the name. I have int age, which is actually going to contain the age which is entered from the user through keyboard. Okay, so I'm using command line arguments, and command line arguments are actually possible because of the string array args as part of our main method. So whenever we are running a particular Java application, the main method is called of that particular class. And we can actually pass certain arguments from the command line, and those will be part of this particular string array whose name is args. So here, whatever the first argument, args of 0, whatever the first argument I'm actually taking is the name, and the second argument actually is the age. Since whatever the arguments that you are passing through command line will be in the string array, so that means all the data will be in the form of strings only. Straight away I can read a name because a name is a string, but age, which is an integer, but when it comes to the string array, it will be a string. That means a string represented integer. So now I need to convert that string represented integer to integer. So in order to do that, so we have parser methods. Because I want to convert to an integer, I have a parsing method which is defined as part of my integer class. So this integer class is actually available in lang package, and java.lang by default is available to all programs. And parsing method is actually a static method. Since it is a static method, we can call directly with the class name. In the same fashion, we can actually read double values, boolean values, etc. and etc. And we have pass double, pass boolean, static methods of corresponding classes. Okay, so this is the program to read name and age using command line arguments. So once I read and assigned them to corresponding variables, I am printing them here. So system.out.println and name and age. So let's save this and let me see whether it works properly or not. So I'm compiling it. Java C test.java is compiled successfully. Let me run actually Java space test. So when I'm invoking this test class, when I'm running this particular test class, it is nothing but test.main. This is nothing but test.main only, because main is a static method and any static method can be called with the class name. So Java space test.main, and I can actually pass it in command line arguments. So what I need to pass here is name and age. Let's say I'm giving Java is the name, and what is the age of Java? Java has come in 1995, so the age of Java is 26 years. Okay. Now when we print actually name is Java and age is 26. So this is how we can actually read data from keyboard. You can read data from user. Okay, so in this way, different data of different types can be read. So if you are reading strings, straight away you can actually refer that with the name of the array and the argument numbers. Is its first argument args of 0, it is nth argument, it is actually args of n. Based on other data type, it is integer, you have parsing method. You have some average or you want to read some CGPA, then you can actually make use of parse double or parse float. Okay, so this is the first mechanism to read actually data from user using the command line arguments. Let's now understand scanner actually. So in order to understand the scanner, so in order to use the scanner, first of all, you need to import java.util.scanner class. So we are importing the scanner class because the scanner class is not part of the lang package. It is available as part of the util package. So explicitly, we need to import it. Once it is imported, now I can actually read whatever the data that I want. So if you see here, so this is how actually we can create an object of scanner class, scanner sc equal to new scanner of system.in. So because you are going to read from some input device, that's why system.in. So as we know, system.out, you are going to write to some output device, right? So there are certain methods in the scanner class. For example, in order to read, we have next int. In order to read floats, we have next double, next float. And in order to read a string, we have a next method or a next line method. Okay, so in the same fashion, next boolean is also there. So with the help of these methods and the scanner object, we can actually read the data. Okay, so in order to make it clear, so let me actually write a program with the scanner class and we read something from the user actually. Okay, so I have the code snippet written over here. So let me take this code snippet to save the time. So now in my main method, let's see what I'm doing. So I have a scanner object created, scanner is equal to new scanner of system.in, and the scanner is explicitly imported. And then what I want to read actually. So I want to read what is your country name. What is our country? Okay, so country name is entered here. And in order to read that country, what we are using sc.next. sc.next will actually read the next string that is available. Otherwise, you can make use of next line method also. That also reads the line of text. Okay, so the country name I am actually reading through sc.next and I'm placing that in a variable called country, which is of type string. Then I want to read actually the telephone code of the country. So for that I am asking enter telephone code, and the telephone code for India, let's say it is 91, which is an integer. Okay, so you require an integer t code, and I am reading that integer value with the next int method sc.nextInt, and that will be now placed in t code, which is an integer. Okay, so we have separate methods to read strings and integers, floats, doubles, boolean values, etc. And once I'm ready with my country and t code, I'm just putting them in my SOP statement. So city and t code I'm actually printing with a space separator. So this is about the scanner class and how actually we read through scanner class. So let me save this and compile. Java C test.java. Sorry, this city was not there actually. So this is country. So I have to make it to country. The variable is country, not the city. Okay. So that's actually the error which is reported by the Java compiler. Now things will be fine. So Java C test.java compiled successfully. Now when I run actually Java space test, now you can see it is asking enter your country, we have to enter the country name, let's say India, and enter country telephone code, let's say 91. So it is going to print India 91. So this is how strings, some integers are read from user, read through keyboard actually. So this is the second way of reading a data from user or keyboard. Okay, so let's now go to the description here. And the third way to read data from the user is using buffer reader, which is a standard IO class available in the java.io package. Okay, so let's see here how we can actually create an object of a buffer reader. So buffer reader br equal to a new buffer reader of new input stream reader of system.in. So buffer reader is actually a processing buffer which wraps actually input stream reader. Input stream reader is connected to system.in. This is actually input stream actually. System.in is an input byte stream which is connected to input device, and a buffer reader class is actually a processing buffer that wraps this particular input stream reader. So that's why the creation of an object will be like this: buffer reader br equal to new buffer reader of new input stream reader of system.in. And how we are going to read the data? So we have a read line method. That read line method reads a line of text. Okay, so everything, whatever the user enters, that will be read as part of a text actually. So that means like command line arguments, everything will be read into a string array. Everything is in the form of string. In the same fashion, whenever you read to read line, everything will be read as a line of text. Okay, even if it is integer, it will be read as a string. If it is double value, it will be read as a string. Okay, everything will be read as a string using the read line method. Let's now see how we can actually read with an example. Okay, so now this scanner thing I am done with. I am actually removing the scanner part here, and of course my import statement also I'm reading. But in order to make use of buffer reader, you need to have java.io.star. I am making use of star now because I want to import all the classes, because buffer reader I'm using, input reader I'm using. So that's why explicitly I am not importing, I am importing implicitly. Whenever you say star, everything of that particular package is going to get imported to your class. That is your test class. Okay, so now I have a code snippet for this. So let me actually take this code snippet. So here what I'm doing, so I have a buffer reader object created, buffer reader br equal to new buffer reader of new input stream reader of system.in. Okay, since buffer is a processing buffer and it wraps actually input stream reader. And now what we would like to read actually, we would like to read city, and we would like to read city telephone code. Okay, so now we are saying system.out.wintel and enter city, and that city will be read. So city is actually a string, and so there's no problem by reading through readline method. So br.readline, so readline method reads a line of text. So city is a string, and that is getting assigned to city. There is no problem at all here. And the next thing, system.out.wintel and enter code. So enter code is actually a telephone code of that particular city. Okay, so this is an integer, but int code equal to br.readline. I cannot write straight away like this, because br.readline, whatever it reads, or the return type of the br.readline is a string. A string cannot be assigned directly to integer. So that's why we need to parse that particular string represented integer to integer. So with the help of integer.parseInt. Okay, so if at all you want to read a double value, so you have to say double dot parse double of br.readline. So this we have to take care whenever we are using buffer reader, since readline method actually returns a string. So once the city is read and the code is read, I am actually printing my city and code actually. Okay, so here I will get a compile time error. I will tell you what is that compile time error and why we are getting. So I saved this, let me compile here. So Java C test.java. Now if you can see, we are actually getting a compile term error, and the compile term error is actually unreported exception IO exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. And this is actually this exception is thrown when we are actually using this readline method. The readline method has the inherent capability of throwing an exception, that is the IO exception. So what we do is we simply declare that exception, IO exception. Readline method has inherent capability of throwing IO exception. Either we have to catch it, that means you have to put that in try catch, otherwise you can actually declare. So I'm declaring that. So public static void main string args throws IO exception. So since readline throws an exception, so my main method is using this readline method. My main method also throws this IO exception. So whoever the caller of this main method will take care of this. So ultimately JVM calls the main method and JVM takes care of this particular IO exception. Okay, so now it will get compiled successfully. Let's see, Java C test.java successfully compiled, and when I run, it asks me enter city and the code. City, let's say I'm saying Hyderabad is a city, and the telephone code of the Hyderabad is 40, and I'm printing both city and code here. So Hyderabad and 40. So this is how we can actually read data from user through buffer reader class, which is available in java.io package. This is the standard way of reading data, because a buffer reader is a standard IO class. And the last way and the fourth way is using console class. This console class is also available in java.io package, and it uses console method of system class. If at all you want to create an object of the console class, it should be like this: console C equal to system.console. This console is a method available in system class, and this console method is a static method. That's why we are able to call this method directly with the class name. So console method is a static method, and it has the readline method, and this readline method reads a line of text. Already we know that. So whatever we read, that will be actually part of a string, right? So by using this console class, we can actually read data from the user. Let's see, I have the code snippet here written already to save the time. So I'm actually copying this, I'm putting in my test class. So time being, I'm removing this particular buffer data stuff here, and this console class is also available in IO package. So I'm importing java.io.star, and this is how you are going to create the console object. Console C equal to system.console, and I'm going to read your favorite language. I can read anything else also. That may be double values, integer values, etc. and etc. Anything can be read. So now I am asking the user to enter his or her favorite language, and whatever is entered, I am actually storing that into lang, because favorite language is actually a string. So actually I took a string of lang, whatever is entered, I am putting that. So here system.out.println, so we can actually write your favorite language, your favorite programming language equals to lang. Okay, so whatever entered, that is going to get printed. So let me actually save this and run. So I'm compiling java c test.java. So compiled successfully, and when I run, actually enter your favorite language, I'm saying Java is my favorite language, and it says your favorite language is Java. So that's how I could able to read some data. So for example, you want to read some integers or double values, you can actually read, because readline reads everything as a string, then you have to convert that into a corresponding value. For example, now I'm going to read something, a double value I'm going to read. So what I'm doing is system.out.println, for example, enter your CGPA. Enter your CGPA, and CGPA is a double value. So I have a double, some CGPA equals to, now I should use my double class, which is our upper class, double dot parse double. So we have a method called parse double of whatever we are actually reading through read line. So that is nothing but c dot read line. C dot read line, whatever we are reading through C read line method, it will be form of string. So actually a double value, now that is as part of a string. Now I am converting that string represented double value to actual double value with the help of parse double method, and I'm storing that into CGPI. And so System.out.println, your favorite language is lang, and what I'm doing here is I'm actually concatenating that with some space, and then I'm saying, yeah, so your CGPA, I'm printing the CGPA. Your favorite language is lang, and after some space CGPA is going to get printed. So let me save this. Okay, so yeah, so there is small mistake actually. Yeah, this is fine now. So I have saved that and I'm going to compile. So Java C test.java, when I run, actually it asks me what is your favorite language. So this time I'm saying Python, and it asks me enter your CGPA. So it is some 9.7, which is a double value actually. So your favorite language is Python and CGPA is 9.7. So this is how we can actually read data from user. And there are 4 ways. Of course, there are other ways also, but all those classes and the methods have been deprecated. So these are the 4 standard ways through which we can actually read our data from the user. Okay, so I'm actually having my latest compiler. So let me check what is the compiler. So this is my Java C version. I'm actually using 16, Java AC 16. So this is the latest compiler, and this latest compiler is able to work with these 4 ways. So these are the 4 standard ways of reading your data from the keyboard. Hope you have understood properly how to read data from the keyboard using different mechanisms. If you understood well, so please like my video and share to your friends. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.